Steve Bowers and
Cassandra Fuller.
Welcoming you to this virtual Six in the City. It was about 1 year ago this month we started hearing about COVID, and Fuller, here we are still Zooming a year later.
I know. I cannot believe it. I can't.
Yeah, so here we are.
Crazy.
Got a full show lined up for this one, and we got a lot of great folks coming on.
We do. First off, we're going to talk to Shay Brown with Leaders Credit Union's Education Foundation because it is scholarship time. They've got their scholarships open, and they're going to be giving away 13 scholarships this year, so we're going to hear more about that. And then Cooper Brown is here, not only as Cooper the band, but also as we're going to talk to. So we'll get a little information from Cooper. And then from Community Cafe, we have Amy Crenshaw. We're going to get a little bit of information about that. And then JEA's own Robert Mullins is here. He's going to give us a little bit of an insight on what happened in Texas and then reinforce JEA's reliability. Okay. So Anthony Kirk is here. He is the owner of the new Turntable Coffee counter. It's down at the local. We're going to talk to him, find out more about his business. Eric Merriweather is here with Jackson Fire Department. He's the public education coordinator because there is a community risk reduction pilot program. We're going to hear more about that. And then Latrell Billingsley is also with Eric Merriweather from the Jackson Fire Department. Of course, Coopertheband's our entertainment. So it should be a great show today.
It'll be a great show. Stay right where you are. It's all on the way on this Six in the City.
I'm Mark Taylor. I'm the owner of Renew Biomedical Services based out of here in Jackson, Tennessee. We're a provider of biomedical services for medical professionals. At Renew Biomedical, our use of telecom is of utmost importance. We have to reach our customers in a timely fashion so we can diagnose and service their equipment needs. So E+ Broadband allows Renew Biomedical to connect effectively with our customers in whichever way they choose, via email, phone, Skype, teleconferencing, in any way you can imagine.
Need to check your bill balance? Set a payment extension. Get outage notifications. With JEA, it's easy. Text. When you enroll in JEA Alerts, you open all those possibilities. To enroll, text JOIN, J-O-I-N, to 53248. Text JOIN to 53248. If your cell phone number is current, two-way texting is yours. Real-time communication, direct customer service with JEA today.
Say it and see it with voice control. Find your favorites faster across live, recorded, and streaming TV. Movies, shows, news, sports, music are just a voice command away. Show me action movies. Just for kids. Every result personalized based on viewing habits and time of day. Say it, watch it. It's that easy with the power of voice control.
Shay Brown is with us with the Leaders Credit Union, with the Leaders Credit Union Education Foundation. Shay, good to see you and good to have you with us.
Yes, good afternoon. Good to be here.
Well, it's scholarship time of year, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, we've just revamped and reintroduced our scholarship program through the Leaders Education Foundation.
Okay, so tell us about this program.
So this year, we're actually able to offer even more scholarships to high school seniors through the Leaders Education Foundation. We've got 13 scholarships totaling about $15,000. So 13 offerings this year for high school seniors in West Tennessee.
Okay, so these 13 offerings go to what, to certain schools, or what's the procedure?
Well, there's a few different options for students. There is a community scholarship, which is based for certain communities. That includes Dyer County, Gibson County, Obion County, and then Shelby County, and then all of the rest of the counties in West Tennessee. That's kind of where Leaders has a branch presence. So there's those scholarships for those areas. And then there's 3 scholarships in honor of our founding and charter sponsors of the Education Foundation. So one in honor of Leaders Credit Union, in honor of Martha Britt. She was an education champion in our community, so that's open to any student in West Tennessee. Town and Country Realtors is a sponsor, and that's open to any student in West Tennessee. And then the Ellis Insurance Agency, open to any student in West Tennessee as well.
Shay Brown is with us with the Leaders Credit Union Education Foundation. Then what are the criteria to be considered for these scholarships?
So the student just has to be a graduating senior in West Tennessee. And then they, either the student or their parent or grandparent, has to be a member of Leaders Credit Union or the Leaders Education Foundation. Both are two membership groups they can be a part of.
The distinction between being a part of Leaders Credit Union, what the Education Foundation is a conjoined but separate thing then, right?
Correct. Yeah, it is its own 501c3 nonprofit organization. So
how do I become a member of it?
How to become a member? You just visit leadersgives.org. Any donation of $10 or more automatically qualifies you as a member of the Leaders Education Foundation. And our foundation just exists to support educators and students in West Tennessee. That's really the purpose of our foundation. So if anyone wants to join in to be a part of that, they sure can.
Okay, so they can do that independently then of being a part of Leaders Credit Union.
Absolutely.
Shay, then if people want to find out the application process, how do they initiate this?
Yeah, everything is online. It's a completely online application. Leadersgives.org is our website. It's right on the homepage. They can select the scholarship button, and the application, you can just fill it in completely online, upload transcripts. It'll outline all of the documents and information they'll need to complete the application beforehand. So as long as they just visit that website, we give them all the information they need up front, and they can, when they're ready, can complete that application and submit it online.
What's the application deadline, Shay?
Application deadline is March 26th.
Oh, so it's coming up. So folks need to go ahead and take advantage of that and get their applications sent in.
Absolutely.
When will the recipients be announced then, Jay, and in what format?
We will announce them toward the end of August. The Leaders Education Foundation has an annual meeting. It'll probably be held similar to this in a virtual fashion, but we'd like to honor and announce the winners at that meeting, either virtually or some other way. So we want to announce them publicly and let them know that they are the winners, but end of April, they'll be announced.
Okay. Let's hope we're back to more in-person things by the end of April, but we'll see.
We hope so.
How did this originate, Shay, with Leaders?
Well, Leaders had a scholarship program in honor of Mrs. Martha Britt as the credit union. And since we formed our foundation in 2019, we've transitioned those scholarships over to the foundation. So we've just been so grateful for the members that have joined us, the community members, the sponsors, and for Leaders for kind of fueling this and being able to get this scholarship program just even greater to give to more students in our area. So that's kind of how it started.
Well, Shay, good to have you with us. Certainly appreciate what Leaders is doing in this.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Hope the seniors will apply out through there, and parents and guardians just take note of that. Martha Britt was a dear friend and a great educator.
That's right.
A member of this community.
Yes.
Just go to leadersgives.org for more information.
It's what now?
Leadersgives.org.
Leadersgives.org. Right.
Yep.
Shay, we'll see you soon. Thanks so very much.
Thanks,
Thank
Shay.
you.
Appreciate it.
When we
Thanks.
come back, we're going to be talking to Cooper Brown as we continue Six in the City.
We Tennesseans all have a choice to make in our fight against COVID-19.
I choose to enjoy live music.
I choose to cheer on my team.
I choose to go out.
I choose to stay healthy.
I choose to celebrate with my family.
The choice is simple. Choose to live your life and choose to live responsibly. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Doing what's never been done. The American Public Power Association includes over 2,000 local public utility systems. Over 15 years, the APPA has presented RP3 awards, recognizing system reliability, safety, workforce development, and improvement. JA in 2020 not only received the top-level Diamond RP3 award, it was presented to JA for the 7th time. No utility has been so recognized. Honored public power, another part of JEA today.
Where is the American spirit? It's right here, in the people of West Tennessee. Every day, people walk through these doors to selflessly help others, to give without expecting anything in return. So where is the American spirit? It's right here, in the people of Lifeline, our community's blood bank, where we all come together to help each other, and the American spirit thrives.
Ask what you can do for your country.
Welcome back to Six in the City. Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller with you, and we are joined by Cooper Brown, and we're going to be featuring Cooper the Band. Coop, do they ever want to change the name of this group, your other members?
I mean, it gets pitched around a little bit every now and again. Either that or just kick me out and go by the band or.
Yeah, so there was one group that already did that, I think, but you could start it over again. Well,
Right.
what is going on with Cooper? Well, first of all, how did Cooper the Band start?
So Cooper the Band started, it was actually just me in 2010, best guess. I was by myself, but I never wanted it to be just me. And so that's where we got the name Cooper the Band, even though the people playing with me at the time, they were just hired out musicians. And I mean, they were friends of mine, but they weren't really like in the band. And then I believe it was around 2016 that I met all of our current members, and we became great friends. And that's really kind of how it took off. So I had already released one album called Venture, which is nearly impossible to find. I was very young, and so we've hidden that very deep.
Bought all the copies and melted them. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you have a copy, consider yourself lucky, I guess. I don't know. Or unlucky. I don't know. But we also released an EP called Kings. That was still just me. And then whenever I met the rest of the members of the band, we released kind of a follow-up full-length album called Kingdoms. And so that was kind of our first release that was like, hey, this is us, this is our sound. And so we've been really proud of that, and have since released a few singles and some acoustic versions of some of those songs, and we're gearing up to about to release a whole nother batch of releases.
Oh, it's all right. You got more releases coming out. Is it going to be
We
another
do.
album, or?
We do. So the plan is we have about 4 EPs worth of music. Half of it's already recorded and being mixed. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start releasing as singles. The first of that was a single called Stuck that we released back in August. And we have a new single coming out here at the end of probably March.
Okay. Are we going to hear those today?
You might be able to hear Stuck. I think it's queued up to play. And the next one you'll just have to wait on, I guess.
Well, it sounds like you guys have been busy.
We haven't been releasing much since the pandemic hit, but we have taken the time to try to record as much as we can. So then whenever life gets back to normal, we can really hit it hard.
You are recording where?
So some of it's recorded here.
Okay.
This is just my basement. We've also recorded in Jackson Records there in Jackson. That's where actually the majority of our album Kingdoms was recorded. Fantastic studio. We have a producer here in Nashville that also has a home studio that basically we'll try to track drums and some of the other larger instruments at a place like Jackson Records. And then whenever it gets to, hey, let's overdub the vocals or electric, then we'll go to maybe a home studio and work on it there.
Cooper, who's doing the writing on this stuff? Are you doing most of the writing?
So the writing is kind of a band effort. Some songs are maybe feature one person more heavily than others, depending on who brought the idea to the table. But at the end of the day, all of us love sitting down together and kind of working through the song. And so there's really not any one writer. And then once we've spent several weeks working with our producer, I mean, he's pretty much a writer as well. And so usually it's co-written between 6 people. And so that's always fun.
Couple of things. We got about a minute. A couple of things before we get away. Who's in the band with you now?
All right. So it's myself, Cooper Brown. Phoebe Scott sings with us. Joe Kyle plays guitar. Will Casagro on drums, and Matt Hammonds on bass. Okay. And our producer is Kyle Sconowell here in Nashville.
If people want to find out more about your music and follow what you're doing, how do they do that?
Yeah, they can check us out anywhere online. It's Cooper the Band, all one word, no spaces. So you can check us out at coopertheband.com. We're on Spotify as Cooper the Band. Apple Music, Amazon, Google, you name it, we're there.
Okay. Well, let's get past the pandemic and get back out on the road.
Yeah, we're ready to play some live shows for sure.
I bet.
Man, it's good to have you with us, Cooper.
Thank you so much.
Cooper Brown with us. And so we're going to the main stage, and we welcome to this show Cooper the Band.
Cooper the Band.
Still, it ceased the shaking. I'm an invisible man, but at least I'm breathing. Chest aches, but you float beside me. Two ghosts to roam the streets they used to own alone. I'll breathe. The trees will part and I see the sunrise. Oh, believe that after all this time, our hearts will still be intertwined. Shakes from the drum that's beating. I'm an invisible man, I don't feel like dancing. Remember your body swaying, so I start to dance even if I'm dancing alone. I'll breathe. The trees will part and I see the sunrise. Oh, believe that after all this time, our hearts will still be intertwined. I'll breathe. The trees will part and I see the sunrise. Oh, believe that after all this time, our hearts will still be intertwined. Apart and now I see the sunrise. Oh, believe that after all this time, our hearts will still be intertwined. I'll breathe. The trees apart and now I see the sunrise. Oh, believe that after all this time, our hearts will still be intertwined. Will still be intertwined.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jaxenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over.
Hi, I'm Kedrick Perkins, PGA General Manager at Jackson Country Club. Jackson Country Club's amenities are true Southern hospitality. Championship golf course, fine dining, 6 tennis courts, Junior Olympic pool and fitness. We pride ourselves in giving our members the best. Choosing JEA was a logical choice so that we could tie in our phone, internet, and cable solutions so that we can advance our next segment of technology.
In communities across Tennessee, we feel the effects of opioid addiction. We all know someone touched by addiction. People we see every day, a neighbor, a friend, a family member. Please know there is help and hope. Together we can rise above and make recovery a reality. Neighbors working together. Tennessee together. If you or someone you love needs help for addiction, help is available. Visit tntogether.com for more information.
Amy Crenshaw is with us, and she heads up a wonderful place downtown Jackson called the Community Cafe. And she's continued to operate this, even though the community has been out for the last year.
Last year.
So here we go. Everybody says, stay away from community and stay by yourself. And Amy says, not all the time. So Amy, how are you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
We are doing well. So how are things at the Community Cafe?
Things have been actually pretty decent.
Okay.
You know, it's the one time I think that we're really glad we're a nonprofit versus a for-profit restaurant, because the community has been very generous and has really helped us out a lot during this time.
Okay, well that is true. How long has Community Cafe been in operation now?
A little over 7 years now.
Wow.
I know.
For people who haven't, Amy, for people who haven't been introduced to Community Cafe, give us a little bit of an idea of what Community Cafe is and what it does.
Okay. Well, Community Cafe is a nonprofit donation-based cafe. We believe everybody's entitled to good, healthy food, not just somebody that can afford it. So the idea is that being here in downtown Jackson, we see quite a few of underserved and homeless that need good, healthy food, can't always make it to Rifle, or for some reason or another, can't go to Rifle. So what happens is someone comes in and word gets out that we're here and that we will feed people in exchange for an hour of their time volunteering here in the cafe. So we work on about a 75% volunteer basis. And once somebody has served 30 to 45 minutes to an hour, they get a great healthy meal, choosing off the menu just like somebody that is paying would.
Oh, wow.
And you also have for the last 7 years now.
For the last 7 years.
Okay.
Yep.
So what hours are you open, Amy?
We are open lunch 11 to 2. We start taking volunteers about 9:30 in the morning. And we usually have a line of 3 or 4 or 5 guys, sometimes more, especially during better weather. They'll be waiting to come in to volunteer so that they can get their time over and get to eat right around 11 o'clock.
This Monday through Friday?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, yes.
Okay. All right.
And you also take volunteers to help serve the food, right?
We do. We have all sorts of community service volunteers. We have a group of ladies that comes in on Thursday. Most of them, I think, are from Humboldt. They're called the Humboldt Grannies, because most of them are grandmothers. One of them is my mother-in-law, and they are here religiously on Thursday unless they're sick or just can't make it in for whatever reason. We had just recently had Leadership Jackson come in and serve. We have civic organizations, church organizations, just different groups of people that just want to give back to the community. We also will take, we have worked with Workforce Essentials, which is a program. They are based out north, and it's for women that are in waiting, trying to get a job, but in the meantime are receiving benefit. So they are asked to volunteer somewhere in the community X number of hours a week. We love having Workforce Essentials women. They're always very good. They want to be here, and they're usually here for 15 to 20 hours a week. So that's always really good. We also a lot of times have probation officers that will call, and especially with younger kids, high school kids that might be on probation or maybe haven't really made it quite that far, aren't in that much trouble, but that have maybe been suspended from school. Correction officer will call and say, hey, I've got this kid that's been suspended. We also have parents that'll call and say the same thing. My kid's been suspended for a week, but he's not going to sit around the house. And it's really fun seeing them over even just 3 or 4 days and seeing their attitude change.
Oh, I bet.
And they actually will leave here on Friday. We've had some be here for a couple weeks at a time, they will leave here and they'll go, I'm going to come back, but I'm not going to come back because I have to. I'm going to come back because I want to.
That's
so
a
it's
great
really
way.
a fun, yeah.
That's great. If people want to volunteer, how do they get in touch with you, Amy?
They can just come to the cafe, typically Monday through Friday, 10 to usually about 1:30. We stop taking volunteers because we're usually out of here by about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Everybody just walked out the door and left me. But they can also call ahead at 731-300-4674.
All right.
If they want to check and see, you know, if we've got some openings for volunteers. We almost always can take volunteers. We can usually find something. Yeah.
Amy, it's a real delight to have you with us.
It is.
Congratulations on the continued success of this. And
thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much,
absolutely.
Amy.
So
We
we'll see you
appreciate what you
downtown
do.
at the community cafe. We're going back to the main stage. And once again, this is Cooper the Band.
I don't wanna talk about it, and I think we both know why. I wish it wasn't automatic, the way I want you every time. I see shades of you when I don't want to. Can't think straight since you've been gone. Saw someone out, your go-to outfit, right when I thought I was on. You got me off track, got me thinking abstract. Baby, look at what you've done. So you got me wanting somebody, on body contact, I love it, but I hate that. Black jeans and Daphne blue still make me think of you. Yeah. I hesitate to say the ocean could hold a candle to your eyes. You shut the door and cut me open, and now I'm wishing I was colorblind. 'Cause I see shades of you when I don't want to, right when I thought I was on. You got me off track, got me thinking abstract. Baby, look at what you've done. So you got me wanting somebody, on body contact, I love it, but I hate that. Black jeans and Daphne blue still make me think of you. You got me off track, got me thinking abstract. Baby, look at what you've done. Sure, you got me wanting somebody, on body contact, I love it, but I hate that. Black jeans and Daphne blue still make me think of you, yeah. Still make me think of you, yeah.
With E Plus broadband and Watch TV everywhere, you can now take your TV on the go. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to sign up. Then you're all set to catch your favorite shows, movies, and sports wherever and whenever you want on any internet-connected device. Choose from our growing selection of networks from your cable package at no extra charge. Visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to learn more. It's easy to sign up for E Plus Broadband's TV Everywhere.
Want to receive account information via text? When you enroll in JA Alerts, you can. Text to get a bill balance, due date, set a payment extension, receive an outage notification, reply to report an electric outage, text JOIN, J-O-I-N, text JOIN to 53248, 53248. Cell phone number must be current and attached to your JA account. Visit jaxenergy.com/text alerts for more information.
Here at the Emergency Operations Center, we rely on E+ broadband fiber network to better serve Madison County. With high-speed internet, we track storms and natural disasters in real time. Also, fiber internet gives us the speed to host training classes preparing responders from all over the county and state. The phone system allows us flexibility to stay in contact and make conference calls with both in and out of the office with local, state, and federal agencies. Connectivity is an important part of emergency management.
Well, if you've ever wanted to know who was responsible for what goes on at JA or who to blame at JA, we're about to introduce our senior manager of operations and dragging him out of the closet, Mr. Robert Mullins. How you doing?
Hey, good, Steve. How you doing?
That kind of introduction, I only do that from a friend. You know,
that was a bad lead-in.
Robert is our senior manager of operations, and the bunker area and all this stuff is under his supervision. So he monitors everything that goes on with the systems here at JA. One of the big questions, of course, we're thankful that we had powdery snow, right, and came through this thing in pretty good shape, all in all. And
we did. Luckily, we missed the ice, the first round that came through, and the snow was dry, so not much power effects to Jackson, luckily.
Yeah. We had some water issues, some main breaks, and a lot of houses that had water because it got one week ago. We're doing the show on Tuesday. I think 1 week ago it was like 0 overnight.
Yeah, that's right. I think we did some numbers. We were a total of 221 hours below freezing. So yeah, a lot of house piping. I think somewhere above 300 different meters had to be shut off with individuals' house piping freezing.
So they would not destroy their house, right, and the leaks and everything else.
But that's right. Yeah. That's right. And the only way to cut it off is at the meter. So
is that a service that we do, Robert, or can people do that on their own?
It is. The biggest challenge there was that the meters were covered with snow and hard to find. So, but yeah, the resident could do it themselves, but it was a little bit challenging due to the conditions and the meters being covered up.
Robert, one of the big questions that we get is what in the world happened in Texas, and how can you have a utility bill that's $300 one month and $15,000 the next?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, luckily that's not the area we're in with either the outages or the power bills. Obviously, the power bills will be a little bit higher. Gas bills will be a little bit higher with the usage that we saw. But really, in Texas, Texas is on the island with their electric grid. The United States has an eastern grid, a western grid, and a Texas grid. So really, there's 3 power grids in the U.S. and Texas is on the island all by itself by their choosing. The federal regulations that come with being intertwined with the eastern United States or the western United States is very heavily regulated. And Texas chose years ago not to be part of that. And they're also deregulated in the fact that they change their pricing based on demand. You can buy your power from, as an example here, you could say, I'm going to buy my power from Southwest Electric or I'm going to buy it from JEA. That's where it is in Texas. You can pick who you buy from.
Oh, you can pick. Okay.
That's right.
But so you're going to be billed for the wholesale cost, which in our type system to a certain extent is disguised. JA is buying the power from TVA, but we send out one bill, and also I know the TVA does a fuel adjustment, but those have been minimal, and each month, and so we have not ever seen this kind of dramatic change where I'm knocking on your door saying, by the way, you now owe me $13,000.
Right. No, I've heard some stories literally of tens of thousands of dollars in Texas, but no, here there's a slight adjustment to the residential customer each month. Might mean $1 or $2 as TVA fluctuates through their coal price and their energy price that they charge us. But we're talking dollars, not hundreds or thousands of dollars like what they're seeing in Texas.
Obviously, one thing, our situation is different in the sense that TVA is part of the grid and can interlink and can get help. They can buy power if they need it from other places, whatever. But Robert, I guess one thing, because Cassandra and I have talked about this in our communication work, we are just not equipped as a people anymore to live without electricity.
No, not at all.
If it goes out, here goes the heat, or we may have gas logs and other things, but some people are on wells and they're depending on electricity even to get water, and we just don't do well out there without it. And I guess that's part of the adjustment we all need to make, because things can happen to disrupt that system. I remember we were talking about the tornadoes a few years ago right outside Brown's Ferry that took down all those 500 kV lines. and you couldn't get power across much of North Alabama, and it didn't matter where you weren't going to get power. They had those lines rebuilt.
That's right. And the biggest thing you saw in Texas was it wasn't just residential power that was out. You had, I think, Austin, Texas had a water boil notice. San Antonio had a water boil notice. So all of their treatment plants too didn't have power. So when you lost electricity, that also meant losing water to entire cities. And I think Memphis is fighting something similar with some of their water loss right now as well. So yeah, electricity is definitely a necessity for not just keeping the heat on, but for keeping the water on as well.
I guess the big thing that's different here is we're connected to a grid with other people, right? TVA has a diverse force, a diverse system, because they've got dams and everything else, diverse system of generation. And we just hope it all doesn't go out at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's kind of what hit Texas was the perfect storm. You had the temperatures come in, and so they were near, and in Jackson, we're a summer peaking system too, which what that means is that our electric demand is highest when the temperatures are the hottest.
Right.
Same thing in Texas, but in this case, the temperatures were so extreme that they were seeing summertime loads through this last cold spell.
Wow. Okay.
So they were already stretched to their capacity, and then they had stuff start freezing. Your natural gas start freezing, your wind turbines start freezing, your solar going down. So it's kind of the perfect storm. Heat demand, and you started losing some of your generation capability.
And our senior vice president, Braxton Williams, says, just remember, you can also be on natural gas.
That's right. That's right.
Robert, it's good to see you, my friend.
Yes, we're so thankful for JEA's reliability. So thanks so much, Robert.
We certainly are.
Yes, thank you all very much.
We're going to talk about a new coffee shop downtown. That's coming up next as we continue Six in the City.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As we all take care and precautions, practicing social distancing with more time at home, we may find ourselves using more broadband too, relying on internet, television, and telephone services to stay connected to work, school, and family. JA is working hard to keep our customers, employees, and families safe while bringing vital services during this time. Keeping you connected to the essential broadband services Jackson's homes and businesses depend on is one thing you can count on at JEA today.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot me on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Welcome back to Six in the City. Steve Bowers, Cassandra Fuller with you, and we welcome Anthony Kirk, who's the proprietor of a new business downtown called the Turntable Coffee Counter. Anthony, good to have you here.
It is.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, so you got it underway, what, a couple of weeks ago on Saturday or last week?
Yeah, February 13th was our first opening day. We did a Valentine's Day pop-up with the other shops near us.
Okay.
And you guys are located down at the local downtown, right?
Correct, right by the farmer's market.
Okay, right by the farmer's market, right across from 101.5, that area down there.
Yep.
Well,
all right, so what's the idea of the Turntable Coffee Counter?
Yeah, tell us about Turntable.
Yeah, so the idea is we're in a micro retail space. And so it's not a huge space, but we do have enough seating for about 7 people and definitely enough space for you to come and go on your morning routine or, just your Saturday at the farmer's market during the summer. And so we have espresso beverages, we have brewed coffee, we do pour overs, we have pastries. A lot of our menu is West Tennessee or Middle Tennessee made, like our coffees from Memphis, from Ethnos, our pastry items from Brownsville, from Eater House. And so we really put a lot of effort to support West Tennessee, Middle Tennessee businesses. And then Turntable, the name for Turntable was us really wanting to make it uniquely Jackson. And so Turntable honoring Jackson's music heritage with rockabilly music, and also honoring its train heritage with the device that would rotate trains being called the turntable. So.
Oh, that's right.
So Anthony, what inspired you to start this business?
Yeah, so I've been in the coffee business for about 12 years. I worked at Green Frog when it was downtown. And then for the last 6 years, I worked at Starbucks on Van Drive. And so I've just been in that business. So it's something I know, it's I'm familiar with, but also just coffee shops being a very communal business that brings people together to have conversations, to hang out, and just to gather.
Well, you got a great spot down there at the local. It's nice and cozy, and it makes for great coffee house vibes.
Yeah.
So what are your hours of operation now, Robert? Where you are, Anthony, and where are you headed with this?
So on Saturdays, we're open 10 to 4 currently. And then whenever our espresso machine arrives, which is en route, we will have a Monday through Saturday schedule. So Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So, your morning and afternoon commute, as well as your lunch break. And then Saturday, just, you hit the farmer's market, walk over and get a cup of coffee. So.
Anthony has amazed me watching Starbucks and these other people, and see out of Union University, sometimes people are backed up all the way out the Union University Drive trying to get in that place.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what is it about coffee that has made this happen?
What is it about Starbucks that draws people in?
Yeah. So, I mean, Starbucks in particular, just their efficiency definitely brings it, and the consistency. And then as far as coffee shops in general, I mean, caffeine is something that helps us either start our day or get through our day. And so that's definitely part of somebody's routine. And then also just the aspect, like I mentioned earlier, the communal aspect. Like I've met my best friend at a coffee shop. I've also met my wife at a coffee shop. And so just these experiences, these moments, keep people coming back.
So if we go to Turntable Fuller, we may need a new mate.
Oh no.
we wouldn't go there looking. Come on,
we wouldn't go there looking.
We go there looking for coffee.
It's really good to have you with us, and that's an exciting addition to downtown because we lost our coffee shop down on Baltimore, and so it's good. So continued best to you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, look forward to. We'll see you soon. Turntable Coffee Counter.
That's right.
At the local, right there downtown near the farmers market. Anthony, we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Anthony. Good luck with everything.
We're going back to the main stage, and we welcome back Cooper the Band.
Inside my head while I've been sleepwalking, round and round again. I found I can't get out of my head and over my feet. I'm stuck inside this upside down, inside out. With the morning light to puncture. From the other Tuesday night, I'm chasing these things, but running in place. I'm stuck inside this upside down, inside out. Don't hold me down. Let's ghost this town, upside down, inside out. Hold me down. Let's ghost this town. inside this upside down. Inside out. Don't hold me down. Let's coast this town. Upside down. I've been having dreams, but they don't wake with me. They're stuck inside my head while I've been sleepwalking. Round and round again, I found I can't get. I'm stuck inside this lately. I've been having dreams, but they don't wake with me. I'm stuck inside my head while I've been sleepwalking. Round and round again, I found I can't get. I'm stuck inside this.
The SOAR Award, System Operational Achievement Recognition, presented by the American Public Gas Association, recognizes forward-thinking natural gas utilities that continually improve operation capabilities, adapt to challenges, and the changing demands of safe, reliable natural gas distribution. In 2019, the APGA Gold SOAR Award was presented to the Natural Gas Division of JEA. System integrity, forward-thinking innovation, all a real part of JEA today.
At Southern Family Dentistry, we offer dental treatment for your entire family. We have the latest 3D digital x-ray system. We offer implants, veneers, teeth whitening, and all the other normal services you receive at the dental office. We have 2 offices, one in Milan and one in Jackson, and E+ broadband telephone services allows us to connect both of those offices. It doesn't matter which office the patient calls, we have the ability to speak to that patient at either location.
Experience something new with View It Video on Demand. Now you can preview and rent movies with your remote. Press the TiVo button to go to the home screen. Select View It on Demand to get started. Browse new movie releases and events. Select what you want to watch, then rent. There's even free stuff. You'll find karaoke songs, fun screensavers for your TV, videos for the kids, and more. Experience more with TiVo and View It Video on Demand.
Welcome back to Six in the City. One business note, Anthony was on with us. It's turntablecoffeecounter.com. It's his website.
Right.
He's
And
got
you can find him on
merchandise.
Facebook as well.
Yeah, and Turntable Coffee Counter, he says he's trying to recreate kind of the lunch counter feel, right? What he's trying
That's
to
where
do.
the name counter came from.
Counter came from, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we wish him the best downtown. We are joined by Eric Merriweather. We're delighted to have him with us. He's with the Jackson Fire Department. He's the public education coordinator. And Eric's good to see you always.
Yes, it is. Good to have you, Eric.
Appreciate the work that you do day in and day out every day. Fire education is an extremely important thing, and they're active with schools and many other things. But Eric is here today to talk about the Community Risk Reduction Pilot Program. So what is this, Eric?
That's a lot to say.
It's something we're very excited about. We joined up with the National Fire Protection Association, which they are a national company that's all over the world pretty much. And we all look at fire and different risk emergencies and try to reduce those risks. So we're going to try to reduce the risk here in our community in Jackson and get those risks and risks down some.
So what are some examples of the risks that you guys are looking at?
Sure. Here in Jackson, cooking fires are a big risk. I mean, because we have all ages cooking, all the way from young people to older, elderly people. And sometimes cooking can get away from you. So we have to have different programs to where we can go out and try to make people aware that sometimes cooking can be very dangerous when it's unattended and, when you're just doing something else and get your mind off of it.
What are some other challenge areas that we need to think about, Eric?
Well, you have, of course, like right now, it's so cold outside. Everybody's trying to stay hot on the inside. So you see a lot of space heaters this time of year, also extension cords. And, people, since we just had Christmas, they still have the Christmas extension cords, if you know the little white and the little green extension cords. So they just plug the heaters up with that and run it up under the carpet so it won't be seen. And that's what fires. So to make people aware of those type of things and to try to get the word out that, we see a lot of fires that way, and we would rather people not do that.
So what is this pilot program? What will you be doing then?
So the pilot program, it allows us to use maps and graphs and charts to look at different parts of our city and determine where these incidents are happening. What side of town do we see more cooking fires on? What side of town are we seeing more electrical fires? Where are we seeing more smoking? Those type of things. So we can use our programs that we have here at the Jackson Fire Department and go out and target these things and make people aware, that these things are unsafe. And it has been a lot of fires or emergencies due to you doing these unsafe habits.
How will you measure the results of this initiative?
Sure. So we do have different databases that we go by, and we look at the information on the inside of it. We love to see the numbers go down. We love to see fires go down, slips, falls, different things that cause injuries, burns. We love to see those type of numbers go down. And when they go down, it helps the entire community out because even us as a fire department, our calls, we run medical calls, and a lot of people think we only do fire, but we run a lot of medical calls, and we would like to get our medical calls down as well.
What's your most common, what's the most common risk, fire risk that you guys experience?
That would be hands down cooking fires.
Cooking fires, okay.
Yes. And
y'all still get cats out of trees.
You see who's old school.
I'll put it this way. I've been here 21 years and I haven't got a cat down.
Cat out, when I was growing up, I was always saying, well, cat get in a tree, what do you do? Well, you call the fire department. Well, how did that happen?
Yes.
Eric, are you looking then for invitations from groups and everything else to talk about this initiative? How are you going to spread the word here?
Well, we're looking for partners to partner with. Once the program is in effect, which it should be in effect at the beginning of March, once we start looking at our charts and our graphs and our maps and discovering where these incidents are taking place at or where we have this high risk, we want to have partners. It could be insurance partners, medical partners, any type of partners that we can get together and look at these risks and figure out a way that we can work together to mitigate these incidents and get these numbers down.
Best way to contact you is how?
Okay, you can, if you want to look at our website, it is jacksontn.com or .gov, I'm sorry, or you can call us at 425-8350.
Okay. Eric, it's good to see you. Good luck with this initiative. We'll have you back to talk about this.
That's right. Awesome. Appreciate what you guys do, Eric.
Thank you
sure
so
do.
much.
We'll be right back with more Six in the City.
Tired of internet that leaves you waiting and monitoring your usage with extra fees? Switch to E+ Broadband from the Jackson Energy Authority for fiber optic internet with the fastest speeds to keep everyone connected. Enjoy being online as much as you want without worrying about extra fees or data usage limits. Perfect for when you need to download and upload large files, stream videos, or use your favorite video conferencing app. E+ Broadband, fastest internet, no data caps, no slowdowns, no worries.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Thanks to all of our guests for being with us. And Fuller, it's always good to see you. And,
It's always good to be here. I mean,
yeah.
always excited for Tuesday to get here so we can meet.
We have mentioned our producers, Janet Wilbanks, and she and Ronnie, Ronnie is, of course, a successful heart transplant patient, but he's had a lot of medical issues, and so is she. And we wish them the best.
That's right.
And keep them in your prayers. She is very, very important to what we do here. And we appreciate the opportunity to work with her. One other note, Robert mentioned it, utility bills are going to be high coming off this cold stretch. And if you have any kind of problem, when you get that bill and open it up and there's sticker shock, call our customer service folks. They do this every day. 422-7500. Say, I'm going to need some help here, and let's go to work together. But initiate that call. Don't wait for cutoff notices or whatever.
Right.
Just go ahead and let's start working. We'll work through this together.
That's
as a
right.
Community and company.
And if you're gracious enough or grateful enough to be blessed, then share that blessing with others, and you can make a contribution to your utility bill with the Utilicare. So go to our website, jacksenergy.com, and check out Utilicare. So it could make a difference in somebody's life here in our community.
It sure can. I mean, it's good to be alive and be in Tennessee.
It is. It is. So
Isn't
we say that now. We might change our mind next month when we get our utility bill.
We'll see. Well, at least we got power, and it's not costing $1,000.
But I was just about to say, was so thankful that it was cold and we used our utilities, but we had utilities to use, and we weren't frozen.
And we're grateful to everybody at JA and TVA and everything else that makes that happen all across West Tennessee. It's good to see you. We're going to close out. We've been delighted to have these guys in, Cooper Brown and the folks, and you check them out, Cooper the Band.
The band.
Drive, feet on the dashboard. I can't take it anymore. Dive, try to feel something, scream, but I don't hear anything. I watch the hours go by. I heard this town was supposed to be quiet. Halfway there, oh, 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 we're not scared. Oh, 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 I can't breathe. Oh, 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 you and me. Oh. Night painted in neon, I rebels to lead on. This town is alive in the firework glow. But what do we know? No sleep tonight. I'll stop trying to fight it. Halfway there, oh, 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 we're not scared. Oh, 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 I can't breathe. Oh, 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 you and me. I watch the hours